Jamal Niaz here at Comic Con Liverpool with the main man himself, Brandon Routh. How incredible has it been meeting so many fans of Superman, so many fans of your work here in Liverpool?
It's awesome. It's always great to commune with all the lovely people who appreciate the stories and everything that we're doing. And it's very important to me also to know that the stuff that we're doing is making an impact on people's lives. That's, at first it was, when I became an actor, it's like, this is going to be a job and it's cool and fun. And then, after you have a career for a little while, it's a really wonderful thing to really be able to see the impact that you're having on people's lives. That's positive, because, actors can feel like we're silly people, and sometimes we're told we're just silly people. But everybody can have a positive influence on another person, as long as we're making good stories about humanity that are helpful.
100%. And it must have been equally daunting and very exciting back in 2006 when Superman Returns was coming out, when the build up to that role was happening, because you're following in the footsteps of a legend in Christopher Reeve. You've also got Smallville at the same time with Tom Welling. What were the biggest things you learned about yourself during that whole experience?
That I could do it. I learned more grace, I would say. Playing Superman has taught me many things, but I had to move with grace. And I wasn't necessarily a graceful person. So just paying attention to my body and to how I move through space, and to think about how the most powerful being that I could imagine would move, who would float, would walk effortlessly, and that grace was an impact. Somebody's trying to get in somewhere, knocking back there, but not this door. And so that was a big thing, and just it helped me have a different perspective about people and humanity, and the good that we can all do, here.
I know a lot of fans were absolutely buzzing and ecstatic to see you return to the role a few years ago in Crisis on Infinite Earths. You getting that opportunity to have that closure with the character, because I'm sure you thought there were going to be multiple sequels at the time. I don't know if anything was particularly pitched to you, but to get that closure, the opportunity to put the cape back on, must have been out of this world.
It really was. It was a huge, wonderful gift that, that still means a great deal to me. It was a confirmation or reconfirmation of my of being Superman, that it meant something. I had obviously gone to conventions back then and received from the fans, the love of the character, but there was still, like, my ego was still a little wounded with the way Superman Returns and saga ended. So it was a great gift. I'm still very grateful for. But it was mixed in a way, because I got ultimate respect and then disrespect at the same time, being written off of Legends. Courtney and I being written off Legends with really no understanding of why that happened. But that's a life thing. Sometimes that happens. Joy and despair, in sometimes at the same time, or in close proximity. So it's our ability to kind of flow between those things. So I learned a little bit of that.
The multiverse is always apparent across comic book cinema. We know that we have Superman Legacy coming out in 2025. James Gunn is rebooting the DC universe. Very exciting. Would you want to come back in a multiverse scenario? Yeah, absolutely.
The only reason I'd say no, or have hesitation, is if it was a very different version of Superman that I was playing. Other than that, I'm ready. Awesome. Be Adam or Superman, or somebody else, I guess. But
is there any character in the DC universe right now? I know Robert Pattinson's playing Batman. For me, it would be hard to see any version of Superman alongside him. But would you want to make something like that work? Would you want to be face to face with Batman at some point?
With Batman?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I back in the day when Christian Bale was Batman, and there was the talk of the Batman versus Superman stuff, I was interested in that, not because I thought Superman should be playing versus Batman, but I thought he was a great Batman, and I thought that'd be a cool thing to work with him.
Was that with your version of the character as well? Were they talking about that at that
Yeah,
time?
I mean, I don't know that anybody who had any power was talking about it, but people were talking about it. People constantly want the Batman versus Superman back then. Yeah.
Final one. What are your top 5 favourite comic book films? It's a tough one.
Ooh, top 5 favorite comic. I can't. This is not a ranking of top. I don't think necessarily, but
Ones that have impacted you the most.
yeah. Well, Superman,
Yeah.
the movie, definitely number 1. So I guess I can't put that there. Man, this is because people are gonna care what I say, but I don't. I don't. I've Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's a great choice.
Probably the first one. It's just great characters and relationships that James got in there, which is why I'm so hopeful for a new Superman film. Okay, fast forward. One of the big Avengers movies, the last
Infinity
one.
War, Endgame.
Sure, the last one where everybody comes back and the snap and all this stuff. Maybe I'll put the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man film up there, just because it like I saw it twice in the theater, and it was like one of the first amazing superhero movies that came out before I was in the I was in the business, but I wasn't Superman yet. Do I have one left? I don't know. What else should it be?
Tension's building.
My brain is saying the first Iron Man film too. That's Marvel. The first Wonder Woman film was also fantastic, and I really enjoyed that because it was one of the first times that DC had gotten, I think, had done a lot of things right in that film, and yeah.
Awesome. Really appreciate your time. Yeah. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Final day here in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Enjoy every moment. Everyone's so excited to see you.